Hi, everybody.
Right there. Oh,
Um, yeah, so what was I saying? My internet is rubbish. Wait, is anyone here?
your internet is not.
Yeah, let's switch off. Let's close Chrome.
Sarah, there's no time for Twitch.
Huh?
No
What
time
does
for
that
Twitch.
mean?
Nintendo Switch.
What? I'm so confused.
No time
Um,
for this. I just realized that these legs are weird because they decide they decide to change orientation halfway through. It's like this is my left leg, this is my right leg, but I think I'll take. Huh. And then
I think I
not
need
sure
to
which.
downgrade the quality of the stream or something. I don't know if
Don't
I have
worry,
to
you're already
go.
doing that with your
I don't.
commentary on
I
my
don't.
jokes.
Okay, God. Bye. Bye. Be right back. Okay, okay. Are we still here? Okay.
I am.
You're like super still. I couldn't tell. Um, it's green for now. Basically, every time I try and tell the story, uh, the stream goes bad. My internet's shit right now. Um, I don't understand what happened, but basically, I live in the middle of nowhere at the moment, and we can't get like what's it called, like the super speedy internet. So what we do is that we've got some fancy router that has a SIM card in it, which is on a contract. And then we've got this crazy weird antenna thing that we have stuck in the loft. That's where it gets its signal from, because like the router as it is makes the internet better than the other internet, but it's for God's sake, it's red again. Blah 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 blah. But it's not streamable. Like you literally can't stream on the old internet, and I still think you couldn't stream on the good internet. So with the antennae in the loft, it made it streamable. Like it made it fast enough to be able to stream. Something happened the other day on Monday when we wanted to stream playing Sniff, but it didn't work because like literally the internet died. So we went up there. We thought maybe like a rodent or something had chewed through the cable. The cable looked fine, but I have a feeling that the cable's kind of screwed slightly. Internet's red again.
Luxx says, "Yo, it's Costas and the ghost of Sarah. What's up?" Oh, you were there.
So, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, so I think there's something wrong with the cable because we just moved it around until it finally seemed to start working again and wrapped it around something and like it's working again. It's fine. But I feel like it's now not in the optimum location where it was before in order to stream. Because there's no reason why it should keep going red now. I feel like. Anyways, how does an island like Britain have enough of nowhere for there to be a middle of it? I mean, it's totally easy out where I live. I mean, there's not enough because I live in a village. There's not enough people for them to make it worthwhile upgrading the lines because it wouldn't affect enough people. It'd be too expensive for them to do, I guess. Well, when I say middle of nowhere, I don't mean that there's literally nothing around me for miles. What I mean is it's not.
Sorry, doesn't drive, so I guess it can't be the middle of nowhere if you can't move very.
Oh, it's middle of nowhere for me. The fact that I can't drive, yeah, but it just means that there's no supermarket super close. There's no basically
close.
We don't get good internet. We get shit internet because of where we live.
There's no civilization like a mall or a cinema.
The closest post office is a 2-hour walk away.
When was the last time you went to the cinema?
A long time ago?
Yeah, I can imagine.
I feel alright about that though.
Last thing you watched?
I've no idea.
It's not right about that. It's not cinema's problem. I mean, it has people, I understand that, but cinemas are cool.
Nah, I'm not a big fan.
I'm considering going to the cinema myself lately. You want to watch the Batman?
Is it called The Batman?
I think so, yeah.
The Batman. Should I down? It's green now. It keeps going red at
From
points.
Philadelphia to Erie is a full day of driving. Yeah, it was. I'm watching. I'm rewatching Breaking Bad lately, and I'm amazed. Some of the shots, which is just like sky for miles and miles. I think it's Albuquerque, the area. And like in Greece is like pretty small compared to obviously the US or any other country. And we have a lot of mountains. So when I visited the Netherlands, it was really impressive for me to just see clouds like over the horizon. Because here, like you always see something on the horizon, like stopping stuff, like a mountain. I'm not really used to like not seeing stuff like at the end of the horizon. Meaning I'm not used to like really vast pieces of land. Okay, I have to figure out how the fucking legs work here. It's halfway through. So this is the right.
Right, we're gonna. Okay, hold on. Wait, so it's red right now. We're gonna go offline for a sec whilst I downgrade the quality of the stream. And then we will be back. Sorry?
We have to change internet to do that?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I missed it.
How come you can't do that during stream? Do you have to switch internet?
I don't know, it's grayed out. No, I don't have to switch internets, it's just grayed out. It's not letting me do it in OBS, because I think it's because we're live.
So, BRB, I guess?
I guess, or do we want to like hold on for a little bit to see if it improves? It seems to consistently keep going red every couple of minutes, but the thing is that it's frustrating, and I don't want you to be having a conversation and then no one hears it and you're unaware of it happening. It's annoying.
How are people like? I have no clue on how it's going, but how are people this experience so far?
Well, definitely with you, I can hear your voice lags and like goes robotic for a bit when it happens when it goes red for me. So
Is
they'll
that
be
maybe
hearing
because I
that.
go, "Hello, sir. How are you
Shut
doing,
up.
people?"
Deluxe Tuck says, just looked it up. Greece is 51k square miles and Pennsylvania alone is 46k square miles, so they're comparable in size. Yeah, I think I say when I'm in the middle of nowhere, you've got to like, what's the word?
Sarah size.
Um, Put it into the perspective of being in the UK, not compare it to other countries, because it's on a very small scale in that sense. Stream looks fine on my end, oddly enough. It'll lag, but we'll get the whole convo. Pause, not lag. Okay. Let's just push through for a bit longer. I don't really want to have to downscale it. It's green for like quite a bit longer now.
You guys let us know if it gets.
Yeah, please do let us know if it is annoying and if there's problems. It's just yeah, it's going red again now. Well, orange. Okay, that's not too bad. Don't think there's anything else I can do without going offline. But anyways, Deluxe sucks. I'm flexing my size like a true American. Right. Let's animate this happy mat. I'm gonna do crazy colors.
Maybe he is happy. I'm not sure. Like he looks happy now.
Well, he's not gonna be happy in the pixel version, unless people want to use their imaginations. Have you checked the size of this, by the way? It looks kind of
I
big.
don't know.
Okay, let me get something in.
Put an Amazon next to it. Yes, I need some music. Ooh. Yeah, how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you since last week.
Yeah, it feels like we haven't
Had
streamed
some,
in forever, but it's just been a week, right? No, it hasn't.
yeah, I
Yeah, it
had some
has.
issues with the doggy in the house. Like he's at the vet, but now he's coming back because he's super old.
Super old
So that was a little
doggy.
stressful.
Yeah, my parents are having the same problem with their cat. Their cat's super old as well and has problems.
Oh, yeah.
She keeps having fits. Like, oh, what do you call them?
Caesars?
Yeah, that's the one. Which sounds, yeah, horrible to see. Yeah, it's that horrible thing of, like, because my mum was talking to me about, because we had a cat, well, my grandmother had a cat before, that we put down. And she was
Oh,
talking
when
about,
was
so
that? Met
she
that
was,
cat, right?
huh? A black one? Don't know if you
Oh,
did meet him.
I met some other cat, right?
Tigger
That was kind
probably
of coming and
who
going by itself.
disappeared. Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
Tigger
they
probably
disappeared.
who was like a oh, I don't know what color, like a tabby. Tabby? Yeah. No, this cat, this black cat was called Lucky, and it was our neighbor's cat. And he said that when he passed away, he wanted my grandmother to look after Lucky, so that it was still in the same street because it was a couple of houses down. So he did, but he was kind of old, anyways. And then he eventually stopped eating, and we took him to the vet, and he apparently had like cancerous lumps in him, and that it wasn't worth operating on him because like he was kind of old anyways. So like obviously it would cost a lot, but then also they couldn't say whether he'd come through okay. And because he wasn't eating and he was in a lot of pain and discomfort, we decided to put him down.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, my mum was talking to me about that, and it's really hard because, like I was saying, like if your cat's in a lot of pain and like not having a good quality of life, then maybe it is best to put her down. But they decided not to. Also, I did look into it, and apparently having those fits or seizures isn't painful. So, anyways, she's kind of stopped now. Like it's not as bad. she's on a lot of medication and stuff, and I think but yeah, it's a hard decision to make when you don't know whether they'd recover and still have a bit of a happier
Yeah,
life for
I
longer.
think when they don't eat, that's a really big sign.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's why.
and like
I th-
my dog wasn't eating.
yeah.
That was really bad. Like basically, he started peeing blood, and then so we were like, okay, that's a
Yeah,
little
that's not
worrying.
good.
And then he stopped getting up. Like within 3 days, he stopped like getting up, eating like a bunch of stuff, and he was started moaning.
Aw.
So that's like a bunch of bad signs. So yeah, we. Oh, actually, I have a mini rant. Let me read that first.
Costas.
The K have 3 straight weekly streams, and so maybe I can do weekly Wednesdays as they were. Deluxe has a job update. No one in my organization knows how to do my job, so I have been tasked with figuring out, developing, and documenting all the procedures of my job. Oh, I
Oh.
see. Matt is wrong size. Is Matt the wrong size there?
Sorry, I thought you were still talking about chat. Yeah, look at that. He's too big.
Yeah, but why did he look fine on the? I guess he didn't.
Well, I think he should be your size because your size is the Amazon size. Like that's the correct
Yeah.
scale.
Let me check it out a sec. Flying out to Florida and back for what seems like a dump meeting next week, but whatever as they were, my wife is deeply convinced it's the same with humans. Quality of life drops to unlivable. Family keeps them alive where they shouldn't. Just another hard thing.
Yeah.
About work in the hospital, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, my friend's grandfather had cancer. Went into a hospice, I guess it was at the end, but he was like not having a good quality of life at all. And that was like his worst fear. I mean, everyone's worst fear of like having to suffer. He would much rather have not been around anymore, but in this country, that's not an option. So yeah, that's like the tough thing is. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, it's horrible seeing people suffer. Ooh, what's Norco?
Yeah, I played the demo for Norco. It looks really pretty, but I don't think that game is for me. It was shit tons of reading, and it was basically, you know how, what was that game we played? The demo, not the corruption within the other one. By, my God, I keep forgetting everything. The space game by Cosmic Void. The Blood Nova. You know how
Okay.
Blood Nova was like a bunch of like still images, and then you could look at them in like environments, which is first person view kind of.
Right.
That's kind of what it is.
Okay.
Hey Francisco.
Hello.
That's what Norco is, but with a bunch of like way more detailed pixel art and kind of like, I mean, no, I talk shit about Black Nova, but it's way higher resolution and more detailed, like the style of it. So yeah, it's the game, but I don't think I'm a big fan of like reading forever.
Costas, I feel like this size is okay.
Might be. I mean, I can't find Matt at the moment, but
I scaled
wait.
him down, is what I mean.
Oh yeah, if you did, then perfect. Yeah, sorry for that.
Yeah, you don't have to do it for me. Like
It's
I can
bound
do
to
it.
happen sometimes.
Yeah, it's. I could tell
How you
that
doing,
was
Francisco?
too big.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, updating again. My doggy was at the vet. He's coming back today. There's a vet right across the street, and he. So we took him there for the first time. But
Oh, it's super close.
like the guy who, yeah, right
I was
across the
gonna
street.
say, like, how did you get him there? Like,
It's
yeah.
not a clinic. It's like a pet thing. What do you call it?
Veterinarian?
Kind of, yeah. Like it's a little tiny doctor's office. It's not like a clinic where they
Oh,
perform surgeries or whatever.
okay.
So yeah, but the guy who like no, I'm a dog. The guy who not the guy who owns it, the guy who's like working there or whatever, like the doctor who actually works there. He's kind of an asshole. Like every time he's like super rude and like
Yeah.
it's generally like insufferable, and apparently a bunch of people in the neighborhood that said that. So like my girlfriend took the dog there, and it was like 6 o'clock or something, and she was like, "Well, he's peeing blood. Like, what should we do?" And they were like, "Oh, it might be like a urine infection."
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Take some urine and bring it back by 8." And she was like, "Well, he just peed, so it might take a while, but I'll try."
Hmm.
So eventually the doggy peed. Like Thenya wore like one of these gloves for like
Mhm.
where you what this is, and like
Mhm.
bought a little cup from the pharmacy and like took the urine there. And once he arrived there, she arrived at like 7:40. Why are you coming now? Like now it's too late. Like the guy left. And she was like, you told me 8. It's like I didn't say that.
What the
And
heck?
they were like, okay, what should we do then? She was like, well, I mean, the guy's gonna pick it up, and
Whoa.
then we'll tell you on Tuesday. Why do you
Sorry.
yell?
Thank you for the follow, Linear, but I don't know why that noise is so freaking loud for me, and I don't know how to put it down.
Are you trying to fight the noise by shouting louder than it?
It gave me a fright. You know what? Maybe it's like OBS volume specifically. I don't know. Anyways, continue.
I mean, I'm sure there's an explanation why the sound is
It
so.
never used to be that loud though.
Thanks, linear
Okay.
bot. That's what happens every time someone follows.
Let me put OBS down
All
by a
the
bit.
avatars dance, and Sarah goes, "What the fuck?"
I mean, I'll still get like make some kind of reaction because anyways when something happens because it's exciting, but that's just like
Yeah,
shock
but
from the
usually like,
sound.
but now it's like, what the?
It's so loud. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, if I could remember where I was at the start.
Sorry. She went with the
Yeah, the
pee, but it
doctor
was
said like, "What's
too
the
late.
time now? You're coming. Come back on Tuesday, but it's probably urine infection." It was Friday, okay? He said come back on Tuesday when the results are back. But by then, as I said, the doggy started deteriorating,
Yeah.
right, in
Yeah.
health. So I was like, I told Thenya, like, maybe you should check out the other doctor that you took him to, which is a clinic. And because he was like, he actually saved the dog like half a year ago when he had issues, health
Hmm.
issues. So I took him there, and then the doctor was like, he found out like right on the same day that like he knew the dog had a history of pancreatitis, like his
Mm.
pancreas was like bad,
Mm.
and you're in trouble now. Nice one, Francisco. Um, and he said he's what's the word? He has kidney like deterioration, failure, something like that. That's why he's
Okay.
peeing blood. And they held him there, and they like he was super dehydrated, so they put him on like a IV
Mhm.
tube or whatever it's called,
Mhm.
and they were feeding him from a syringe, and he spent like a few days there. Um, so we were obviously like, and she said like she told the doctor about the other doctor, and he was like, well, why the fuck did he tell you also to like get a urine sample yourself? Because if you like, all dogs are so like full of germs that it was gonna show like an infection anyway, like germs, and
Mm.
even if he didn't have a urine infection, it was gonna say that it did. Um, and he should have like performed some other kind of like.
So I didn't know this. So with my parents' cat, she had a So I took my cat to the vet the other day, and because she's been drinking way more than usual, and like some other things, we were slightly
Oh,
concerned and thought we'd just get her checked over. So she, I didn't realize that to get the temperature, they shove a thermometer up her bum. The poor thing.
yeah.
She wasn't happy about that. Anyways, her heart was fine. Everything was fine. Just so she said that she could take a blood test to check for kidney problems. So when I told my mum that, she was like, "Oh, but they took a urine test for their cat for check for kidney problems." So I
Urine.
don't know if it's because with their cat it was more serious. I don't know, but I didn't realize with the urine test on a cat they inject into the bladder to get the urine out. So I was gonna say, how do you like demand your cat to pee like in a bottle?
Yeah, exactly. Like for the
Same with
doggy,
a
because he's
dog.
so like because he's so kind of like automatic. Like he's old now, so he does these things
Yeah.
automatically. So every time we take him out for a walk, like basically like 9.5 times out of 10, he's just like when he walks out the door, he just pees.
Mm.
So I was because we were trying to like, hey doggy, pee please on the balcony, but he wasn't doing it. And
Pee,
bless him,
please.
I'd have to take care. And I was like telling him, I told her like maybe we would take him for a walk. He'll automatically do it. So he did because he's like old and he's an autopilot.
Yeah.
Francisco says, "Oh yeah, we took our cat to the vet, and I had to hold her when they put the thermometer up her butt."
Yeah,
So
we did it
my
too.
sister did that for a cat, and her boyfriend was like, "They put the thermometer up her butt, and she didn't even flinch." And I was like, "Can you even pretend to like the kitty that it bothers you? Like this is so weird." This is like, "Oh, it's fine."
No,
Um,
our cat didn't like it. But also the vet didn't warn us. She was just like, gonna take her temperature now. If you could just hold her. And I was like, okay. And then next thing I knew, she was putting lube on a thermometer and like shove.
The Lux Lux says, "I found the best way to get cat to pee in is put fresh linens on her bed and rinse it so, or maybe like scold your cat. Absolutely, don't pee right there. Hi, Lord. They stick a needle in an exactly
Oh, hi.
urine for cats. Yeah, basically that is
Yeah.
what they said.
That
That's what
should
the
have been
doctor
done.
said that the procedure should have been done, especially if the dog is older. And like no human should like fucking do that who's not qualified, basically, because
Yeah.
they're gonna. But he told her like, you go on Tuesday though, and like ask for the urine test thingy just to see what happens. So thingy went like on Tuesday, and she was like, because that guy is like a bully, and he's like super. He's probably misogynist too, because if he sees like
Yeah, what the heck? He
a
sounds
petite girl,
awful.
and he's gonna like be bullying her or whatever. Um, so she goes like right before they close because I was like when she finished work, and she was like she said like she intended to play to like pretend she was an idiot or whatever. She was like, "Oh, hi, can I get this?" And it was like, "What kind of time is this that you're coming now? What do you want?" And she was like, "Well, I'm sorry, like, can I get the sample? Or can I get the results or whatever?" And he was like, "Oh, it's fine. He has a urine infection. I'll just give you antibiotics and he'll be fine." And she was like, "Well, thank you. I just have to inform you that my dog is actually in a clinic now, and thank God I didn't listen to you." And like,
What did he say?
and you didn't even have time to like check his history of pancreatitis to like understand what he has. And he was like, "How should I know?" And she was like, "You fucking have his history with you in your books." Like you didn't bother to do that, but you had time to use sarcasm and all that. And then she was like, "That's all I have to say. I'm leaving." And then she left, and he like, followed her out on the street and was like, "No, please come back." So, like she
What
said,
the
like
heck?
I didn't intend to come back because when I was in the street, I could shout and I had all the power there. So she stayed there and she was like, uh, that she's not gonna let this pass because he might hurt other animals because he's an
Yeah,
idiot. Uh,
you
that
shouldn't be in
like
that job.
and she said like the first time she came to the neighborhood, like she told people that she was very happy there was a vet right across the street.
Yeah.
And a lot of people told her like, well, the guy who owns it is fine, but this guy is like super rude and an idiot. But she said I didn't want to be like I didn't want to judge people without like
Yeah.
seeing it myself. So I came here, and I realized the same. So she said like, yeah, shame on him and that he's a fucking idiot. Thank God we didn't listen to him. Imagine like waiting until Tuesday to tell you like, oh, it's fine, and the
Yeah.
dog could have like been way much worse by then.
Yeah.
And she was like, she was like, his urine, you know, it wasn't a urine infection, it was that thing. It was like, how should I know? I can perform like an ultrasound here. And she was like, well, you could have told me that so I can take him somewhere else. That's like even advice too. And he was like, how can you have a doctor say, how should I know that? You're a fucking doctor. Like, do your work, do your job. Davor says, when you scold the cat, they learn that the bad behavior is meant for when the humans are asleep. So basically, take the linen, fall asleep on it, and then the cat's gonna kill you. This guy says last year the vet gave us these weird plastic crystals for the cat to pee on. What? Oh, to
Oh.
activate the pee god or something. They don't absorb it, so you use a syringe to collect it. It was like an extra gross information game. Yeah, it
That's
sounds
so
like
weird.
you make it a mustache on an ID. Wait, Good Games did that game jam game we played, right?
Good games. Good games. Who did what?
Arthur Flambington, whatever the name is.
Yeah, good game sounds familiar.
Anyway, that was my mini dog rant about a fucking idiotic doctor.
I don't know if this looks right enough. Right or not.
It's time emails in the time of just the good games. Come to think of it, there certainly are a number of toilet puzzles in adventure game history. Yeah, that's true. Toilet humor? I always figured it was some kind of typo, maybe not. Maybe we should start that meeting.
What was I gonna do? I was trying to find a color.
Also, you
Well,
missed some quality content in yesterday's adventure chat. Says Francisco, there were many Sean Connery impressions happening. You're talking to me because it's not like I'm known to impersonate Sean Connery. There's an author who shares my name, and I get lots of the emails addressed to him. Yeah, I don't have that issue because my surname is pretty weird, even for Greek standards.
oh
Like, I
really?
have found some I have a lot of relatives in like somewhere in the middle of Greece. Like there's a village there where all the Skiftuses come from. So apparently there's like a hub of my surname, but I don't know anyone. And I've seen a couple who share my first name and my last name, and this is weird. Like, see a complete stranger sharing your first name and last name. I mean, it makes sense if you talk to Sarah, a famous Sean Connery impersonator and cosplayer.
What? Me? What? What's happening right now?
Oh no! What time does Sean Connery like to watch Wimbledon? Says the Lux Lux.
Wimbledon. Gosh, das gift.
Oh, is that the Spanish? Oh, nice one. You guys have some excellent wordplay today. I haven't used any.
No, causes he did draw his mouth. Look.
Oh, is he happy?
Look, it's open now from like snoring or something. I can't
Happy.
really do that. I don't know. And then like smile. Do you see that?
Oh, right, maybe. Well, I wanted to make him happy he's sleeping, I guess. Because, yeah, the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, maybe.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, people are gonna get that he's sleeping. They don't have to know if he's happy. Tomorrow's another national holiday here. Obviously linked to food.
All your holidays are linked to food. Actually, most holidays are linked. Well, not.
I mean, here at least.
Yeah, I was saying all your holidays are linked to food, but I mean, kind of most holidays have food. It's a bit more intense in Greece, but.
Yeah. The Luxlock says, my other Connery joke. What did Connery say when a book fell on his head? Okay, I only have myself to blame.
Okay,
Yeah, don't need any
I
clothes.
am gonna put my heater on because I'm cold, even though it's like 17 degrees here.
Bring the heat.
And I don't like being cold. Okay, be right back.
I'm better than before. Is it getting warmer over there, guys? Because in the UK and the Greece, it's pretty much like 20 degrees Celsius. Should expect Celsius to the Fahrenheit crowd. Back.
Hmm?
You back.
Oh yeah, sorry, did I not say?
I didn't hear you back, but I
I
just
might
see
not
you in
have
the
said.
video.
I might not have
Ready
said.
to go. Coming back. I was gonna say I submitted for like screenwriting contest in Greece, which basically it's a production company that if they like your script, they're gonna help you develop it. And I got an answer that results are out next week,
Uh huh.
which I don't know why they did that because it took them ages anyway to come up with the results. Couldn't they just send me the results? But anyway, but also like their website was so weird when I submitted the thing that I never got an email saying "Well done, you did it." Like it was a tiny window on the page and then it disappeared forever.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if it actually worked.
Right.
First of all, it's nice it worked. Second of all, it's nice they're gonna reply. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but that's pretty cool.
Exciting.
It's also Greece. Like it's not like the US to say, "Well done, Costas, you and like a billion other people." Like it's less people,
Mm-hmm.
so less quality competition, if that makes sense. And it's like me and two other people working the script for like ages, very hard, and I think it's all right. It's pretty good. Um, and the thing is, even if they pick it, there's actually there's a pitching event. So they hold all these like events where you have to go and pitch it to people. So I think if it means that I qualify for a qualification round, I should be in, right? You know what I mean?
If you qualify for a
So
qualify.
basically, you
All
don't
right.
qualify to
Yeah.
have your film done. You qualify to pitch your film.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So then they give you the chance to actually talk about it and meet people and like be,
Mhm.
which is like kind of good for me. Like I can talk to people and convince them it's cool. Hopefully.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a nice chance to get. Also, I should mention that this company, I was really lucky to actually have. Um, I had a DVD of my movie that came out from them. They were the distributors. So technically, we've worked together, and I mentioned that in my my bio when I submitted. So fingers crossed. That actually matters. Anyway, just telling everyone so I can say next week I didn't get it in.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a nightmare to me as well, Dave. Talking to people.
Yeah, but if I'm talking to people about stuff I'm
Yeah. No.
excited about,
Of course. Of
like
course.
my work, I guess that's kind of nice. The last actually we had 2 days of summer, and then today is cool and foggy. But it's been fucking miserable here. It's like it was snowing again like less than a week ago, and it was raining every day after that. It's
But
finally
it's
a little warmer. Yeah, but tomorrow the national holiday, we're eating fried cod with. Do you remember, Sarah, that pasty thing that's full of garlic, but it's not tzatziki?
mm, I don't think
It's
so.
literally like garlic paste or something. Its name in Greek.
I don't
It,
think so.
it's it's sort of like a mashed potato, but like if it was made with like 30% of it was garlic instead of potatoes, and the rest potatoes. So you have this on the side, and you eat it with basically the equivalent of like cod in fish and chips, like the same way you deep fry it. It's kind of like that. It was snowing in Greece. Yeah, actually, that's the second time it snowed this year, and it was like the first time, like schools were closed, roads were closed, people were like trapped in like uh, like big roads for like days. So it was insane. Now it was kind of like lame snow, but yeah, Greece is not always like the way you see it in summer. We're actually pretty cold winters here, or at least we're not prepared for cold winters with like house insulation and all that. So it's extra cold.
Because it
Like
doesn't
when you go to
last for
Europe
as
later
long
on.
as here, and it's not always that cold. Is that why,
No, it's not
or
like when you go to Europe and everyone's like super like Central Europe or Northern Europe and everyone's super prepared for the cold and everything has indoors heating and everything.
because it's
Like
cold
here,
for a very long time and it gets very cold? That's why I'm asking you. Is it because
well,
it's the
it's that
cold?
too, but also like houses need to be prepared for extreme heat more than extreme cold. So I guess you can have both like at the same time, right? Like we have air conditioning everywhere, but it's mostly for the cold.
I mean, it's the same in
for
Namibia.
sorry, for the heat. Yeah.
In
So you
Namibia, it gets really cold because there's nothing for it. Like,
yeah.
no central heating. But then again, there's no air conditioning unless you're super duper rich.
That case in Greece like ages ago, but now it's way cheaper, I guess, to get an air conditioning unit. So
Hmm.
I'm actually using my air conditioner a lot for heat because I have one now. It's like I'm listening to a playlist, and after like years of not having listened to it, it's "Kids" by MZMT. Like mentioning a band's name and song enough for Twitch to mute you.
Huh?
I'm joking, it wouldn't be.
I like DMCA stuff just from mentioning it. So
Yeah, I'm mentioning letters technically. Not sure when you guys started watching us stream, but we were. I forgot and Sarah forgot too that like at the beginning, we were streaming daily, like Monday to Friday. And now today, we could hardly believe we did that. Like we actually had to remember if we actually did that because it sounds insane. Streaming every day. Yeah, I think Sarah wanted to get affiliate. Right?
yeah,
Is that the word?
yeah. He wanted to get affiliates so people could sub and stuff. So we really did push it quite a bit. Davis, I was pretty sure you were down to buy semi-weekly when I heard about it from TDT. What's TDT? What is TDT?
No idea. The deluxe ducks?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, adding V on in front of it was a little bit weird.
Right. TDT.
See, they were you write the abbreviations, but if we don't understand it, then you wrote actually more words than You didn't save time.
My friend constantly talks in abbreviations to me for like films and stuff like that, or like series
Uh,
and whatever else. And I'm like, what is this? What is
I
that?
saw I saw a meme where someone was like,
Oh, it's the same thing.
uh, realized that saying World Wide Web is faster than saying www.
Sorry, what?
Saying the World Wide Web is
Yeah.
faster than saying www.
Who said this?
I saw it on a meme, which is actually,
Oh,
it's true.
the World Wide Web, www dot www
Yeah,
dot. I
you
feel
don't have to
like
say that.
www dot is way quicker than the World
Yeah,
Wide
but
Web.
then you don't say it correctly. You say two W's, you need three.
Wait, what?
You said www dot.
www dot.
www dot.
Oh,
That's not
did I say
faster than
www
World
dot?
Wide Web. Yeah.
Ugh, that looks weird.
OMG IRL BFF. There's deluxe text. F reels. Ruffle mayo. Don't you want to show off your new frames to people?
Nah. Do you want me to? It's kind of awkward.
I framed you to tell them.
I got
I
two
don't know. Maybe can ask
posters.
people if they want.
I got two posters printed to put on my wall. Yeah.
Wait, but I was wondering, where do you find the printer shop if it's like you can find a post office? You have to like travel somewhere
Online.
specifically for that?
On the World Wide Web.
Oh, so they send it to you. You ordered and they send it to you back home, basically.
Yeah.
They
Bought it online and
sent
they
it. Okay,
sent it to me.
they mailed it to you. Okay. Thought you physically had to go to like a place.
No. Not in this day and age. Right, let me go fetch it since Costas wants it so badly, and then you can see the actual size of it. It's kind of big.
It's costed one so badly. You actually want to show off this thing. Pretty sure I've shown you guys my posters, right? It's like a Greek version of a Terminator 2. I'm not saying it's a Greek version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's just like in Greek, the poster.
Okay, I'm back. I just don't know how easily I can show this, though. Maybe I can. Also, it's gonna reflect like crazy.
You can see the scale properly now.
Can you tell what it is?
Waiting.
I'm gonna angle it like that because of the reflection.
Nice. Always down
But yeah.
for some show and tell, says the Lux Lux. That's pretty.
Princess Mononoke.
Yay, which I haven't seen yet.
Both my prints are bloody, I've realized. So like, he's carrying her in the water there and she's bleeding, so that there's some nice blood there. There's lots of nice little wormies from like the god things that they kill. You need to watch Princess Mononoke. It's one of my favorites.
And
Really
my
good.
neighbor Totoro.
No, Totoro is not one of my favorites. I like Totoro as a character and the looks of it and everything, but it's not one of my
I
favorites.
haven't seen Howl's Moving Castle.
My favorites are Princess Mononoke and Nausicaa. And also,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Kiki's Delivery Service is just really nice. Just really
I haven't
nice.
seen.
It's just a really nice film. It's really nice. Anyways, yeah, so there's that one with the little deer god and everything. And the other one's from Spirited Away. I mainly got it for the colours. Once again, it's like bloody. I mean, I don't want to get that one out. I'll show it
Okay.
in a month or so when
Good
it's
enough for your
framed.
wall, not good enough for people's eyes.
No, it's because it's in its tube, and I don't want to muck it up. I just don't want to keep on rolling it. I just want it to be framed. But that one's do I know the character's name? Is it Chihiro? Is she the girl and Haku's the dragon boy? But anyways, it's Haku as a dragon, if that's the right name, falling down, but all bloodied up from those little paper plane things. Little people paper planes. I don't know if you remember that, attacking him. So he's a bit bloodied, and he's falling down, and Chihiro's like holding on. Yeah, it's all pink. Nice. But yeah. I'm just really happy because, like, I bought the prints, the digital copies from someone in America who sells posters on Etsy. But he does, like, the digital copies as well for people who aren't in America because it would have cost a lot to get the poster from them as well as the, like, £10 delivery or something. So yeah, I bought it, and then it wasn't quite the right size for my frame, so I stuck it into Sprite because that's the only image editing software I've got on my computer. Then I put in, like, on the sides extra space with the right color from, like, the picture, and saved it. So I didn't save it, like, was scared I wasn't saving it properly, and then got it printed on a place that was doing posters kind of cheap, but it was on sale, like, half price. But it's amazing quality, like, I'm surprised. Like, I don't even think you can really tell where I've edited it. Yeah, happy,
Nice.
happy, happy.
I need to get some stuff printed myself. Like these adventure game posters.
I was gonna say, do you want any of the ones that I've got? They're not massive.
You do?
Well, I got them printed, and then I don't know that I'm gonna use them now.
Oh, you're bored of them?
No, they're just hanging around under the bed. They're
I
not
mean,
gonna go on my
that's
wall.
not a very prominent place to.
Huh?
I would, but how am I gonna get them? Oh, actually,
End of the year.
end of the year. Oh, maybe. I mean, keep them for me. I feel like I think around June my sister plans to visit the UK, so that might be a plan.
Well, send it to whoever she's visiting.
Uh, Either that or pick them up. I don't know.
Just pick them up. Are you flipping crazy?
Actually, yeah,
unless
you could
unless she's visiting someone in Cornwall, then I don't mind.
No, you could mail them to someone in the UK because that would be easier.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, all three of them. What do you have? Full throttle?
3. I don't have 3. I don't know. I haven't fully made up my mind of whether I am going to use them or not, but I'll let you know. Machinarium I'm going to keep.
Give them all to me.
I'm keeping
Mash.
But they're all this size.
Well, what's
I have the toy. I don't have the toy. I'm getting it to show you. No, they're this size, so they're not massive like the other one I got printed.
Wait, do you know if it's A3 or A4?
I don't even think it's A3.
Right.
That's not A3, is it? Is it? It's not A3.
A3 is 30 by 40.
I don't know, but oh no, this is A3. This does look like 2 A4s. Yeah, they're A3.
Yeah, that looks like A3. Okay.
I'm definitely keeping Machinarium. Let me grab them to show you. I like how we're just showing stuff.
Are you? I'm assuming you're keeping the frames, right? You're just giving me the.
I don't have the frames. They're not in frames. I'm keeping Machinarium. I'm telling you, it's the only one I'm keeping. This was a free frame I got from somewhere. So they're not going to be framed. Oh, let me just get them.
So they're way easier to transport for someone or mail them, I guess. I think you had Full Throttle. You didn't have Monkey Island. I don't remember what you had. 3 posters for Costas. And 40 years from now.
Right. Yeah, so basically when I had a studio in in London, so I had the space, and I was doing point and click videos there, like the YouTube channel point and clicks playthroughs.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
So I got these printed and I stuck them in the back of the wall. I think we did a couple of videos there. I don't think we actually ended up even playing through anything, so it didn't really work out correctly. But anyways, so I've got Monkey Island. Sorry,
Which one?
LeChuck's Revenge.
Oh, nice. That's the one I wanted this poster.
Yeah. And they were really nice quality. There might be slight. No, they're okay. Slight scuffs in the corner. Then we've got Sam and Max, which I quite like. There's not even any text on it, which I kind of like, but yeah. Full Throttle is super nice.
Oh, yeah. Is it the special one with the back? Oh, yeah, his back turning? Okay. Because I'm cutting after your stream.
Yeah. I like Day of the Tentacle... Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
What? Maniac Day of the Tentacle Mansion. I like it because it's Star Wars.
Oh, is that the one? Yeah, I'm okay with not having that one.
Aww. And then The Dig is the last one.
Ooh, the Dig has a nice poster, I remember.
Yeah.
I dig it. If you could just send them to me, that would be super nicely appreciated by me and my walls. Yeah, you and Matt have been like super renovating your places, and that makes me jealous, and I want to do that. I say I want to do that and make me jealous, but actually Thania wants to do that too. So,
Oops.
like we started getting a bunch of houseplants already, but I want to get one of these wall stands, which is basically a stand that you nail to the wall, that you can like put hanging plants and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to work out what to do with my plants. I can't show you. I put a plant in a moon that I've got. It's hanging out of it. I just hope it survives. I wanted a string of pearls plant, and I bought it online. At full moon. A moonwalk. There's like constantly here's a word and you say like anything that has that word in it.
Moonlogic is like an adventure game trope. So.
Okay. So yeah, I bought like I think it was meant to be 2 like strands of it, which has like a bit of root that you just like grow yourself from it, so it's not like a full plant. And so yeah, hopefully I don't kill it and they survive. I got 3, so there's 3 chances. Oh, I'm so stupid, right? So it's Mother's Day this weekend in the UK. And I made a little parcel for my mum. And,
okay, what is the CP
yeah. So I can't get to a post office easily. So I had 2 other parcels I need to do. One was an Etsy order that I needed to post off. But I got that printed I printed it myself and, like, the postage. So that was all fine and ready to go. Then I had a friend's birthday present that needs to be sent off. Bought the postage online for that as well because it was cheaper. But apparently there's a QR code that you just take to the post office and they can print the thing off for you. Apparently they couldn't do it, so that one wasn't able to go. Then my mum's one, I decided not to buy it online because it was the same price. But because for the other ones, I put the address online, like I typed it into the computer, I stupidly didn't think to put the address on the parcel itself. So I asked a friend to go and post it for me. And he was like, yeah, couldn't post it because, yeah, there was no address on the other one, so I couldn't post that one. So then I went for a walk, like at 11 o'clock last night, down to the post box, which is a 15-minute walk away or something. Only to find that it doesn't fit in the post box because it's too wide. So instead I gave in and you pay 60 pence and, like, the postman comes and picks it up. And he picked it up this morning. So hopefully it gets there in time. Hi. Do you want to come say hello to stream? Yeah? Do you want some kitty time?
Kitty time?
Kitty time. Let me go and fetch her. Be right back.
Kitty hugs time. Oh.
Some kitty cat action.
Kitty cat action time. Was it like Bay9 called it tummy time?
Look at this sister sweetie. She cried all the way to the vet. We put her in like a cat carrier and put a blanket on top, thinking it might relax her more. She didn't like that, but we didn't know, and got to the vets, took her out and everything. She wasn't very happy. Then on the way home, decided to take her out of the carrier before we started driving. And she like was super curious and looking around everywhere. And then she decided to settle back down in the carrier and then just like lay in there for the rest of the time, but with the lid off so she could see what was happening. Do you want to go out? Would you? Ah! Flipping heck. That hurts. She like scratched my leg from jumping down. Okay, let me just let her out of the room.
You guys do know about this Kickstarter, right? For Beyond the Edge of Owlsgard. Okay, first of all, this title is way too big. How the hell are you gonna remember it? Just call it Owlsgard or something. Second of all, they're asking for, I mean, for me it's euros here, but 5,000 euros, which is ridiculously low. How the hell? Unless
But
they've made game.
if you looked at the Kickstarter, they've made the game and the money is for voice acting, English voice acting.
Oh, seriously?
Mostly. I
They
can't remember
made
if there's
the game
anything
really?
else.
It's done? 'Cause that's
There's some
ridiculous.
polishing and stuff that needs to be done.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty much, it's finished. Pretty much.
I was also saying, I'm not sure if you're here, but can they pick a better title? It's like to make it more memorable. Just call it Owlsgard, not Beyond the Edge of Owlsgard. It's not in Polish, but you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, did I? We had this criticism from Theropods. Don't worry, it's not anyone you would know. It's just the guy who made Broken Sword. So so that was a little bit annoying. But yeah. Oh, what's his name? I keep forgetting.
I mean, you know what I'm like with names. I don't really agree. I get what he's saying, but
I get what he's saying too, but
no.
I mean, yeah. I don't think it's. I mean, it's not unpronounceable, and also it's an English word. It's not like I made it up.
Yeah. Hey, never think, how you doing?
Hello. Oh, you haven't heard this project before the Kickstarter Deluxe Ducks? Because I did. Like, I kept noticing the GIFs on Twitter all the time, and I was like, that looks really good. Like, the animation is amazing for this game. It's a little too, yeah. Again, there's an animal protagonist. At least he's not a detective in this one, but it is a little bit of a trend to have like humanoid animals. But this animation is like really pretty.
What color is Matt's hair?
Not pink. I can say with confidence. Ooh, never been surprisingly awake since you went to bed at 4 a.m. When I go to bed at 4 a.m., I usually wake up 12:30 to 1 p.m. I think also next week, you guys are gonna have us around on a different time because it's daylight savings for Europe this time. So we're gonna go back technically to normal schedule time. Oh, did you find Matt's avatar? So you can pick his face from there?
Sure.
Sure.
I have just taken the skin and color of hair from you. Does he look like he's sleeping? Cause like I can't do the mouth like you've done.
Don't take this. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about his skin color, but usually the skin color you're using for everyone's kind of.
No, I mean the animation doesn't look like he's sleeping.
Oh, maybe it's. Well. Is there a way to make his
I think.
His torso looks like he's sleeping.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's the speed of the animation, but when he gets his arms up, maybe I don't know. Maybe the fact that his head doesn't move as much, but I'm not sure. So going back to normal next week says Deluxe Ducks. I mean normal is in like the majority of the same time we all had. Matt sounds like he's sleeping as they were. It sounds as good as it looks, then. Yeah, after we talked about daylight savings, I read somewhere that uh, Congress passed a law to keep, like your Congress, we don't have one, to keep daylight savings forever or something. Is that the truth? Also, is it Charles Cecil, the name I was looking for? Probably is.
Yes, that sounds right.
He said, why call it the Theropods and not just Ropods?
Costas, do you mind copy pasting Matt's picture of
The
his
Senate, not Congress. I don't know how these things work. I just gambled and I lost, okay? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I don't know the
Sorry.
difference. Can you paste Matt's profile picture from Twitter or wherever he has it now? I don't know if he's a capybara everywhere, but the his face one for me into Discord, please.
Where's the old Matt? Wait, he probably is.
He's a capybara on Twitter too. A capybara.
He is, but he has this mattfred.com or something.
Yeah.
I remember. Super Happy Pixel Dungeon is his thing. Please don't have it a capybara. No, why is he updating things there too? Where's his
I definitely had it on my PC somewhere.
Yeah, it's there. Oh wow, he uploads some nice stuff. Was that Feria map? You find it? No?
Did I find it? I'm waiting for you to post it in our chat if that's okay, because I will kill stream if I try to find it.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Much.
Mr. Matt. I mean, maybe I should like even... Do I attempt to do math? Probably not, right?
That needs to be passed by the House in San Francisco. It's like 30% passed or something. Why is it like loading? Which would mean no more clock changes, which is pretty cool. Of course, signed by the president. Yep. About time. Hope this animation works eventually.
You still doing the whipping one?
Yeah. Are you all familiar with Schoolhouse Rock? No.
No.
Funny how they kind of agree clock changes are bad, but not that a certain country is bad, and we're going to do this anyways. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the same. It doesn't have exactly the same consequences, although does changing the time does have, changing a sleep schedule does have huge consequences. I can't imagine a childhood without the I'm Just a Bill cartoon ingrained in it. Oh, is your shock deluxe X because I don't know Schoolhouse Rock? I don't know where I read that, but I was reading somewhere about like daytime savings, how it's sort of like they looked at data and it actually showed like huge affected performance on like the following Monday for like workers and stuff? Or was it like more traffic accidents and more things like that
What?
happening? Because people just like basically lost an hour of sleep. So if it messes up like someone like that on a whole country scale, then things are bound to like tip to a different direction. Actually, I was that's where I saw it. It was sleeping a video about sleeping. I was talking about it. I learned that unanimous consent doesn't actually mean they all voted. So it's still going on then, no? It's also kind of funny how they decided to start talking about that right after daylight savings. Just it's an official way to say, hey, I'm gonna do this. You're cool with it. Deluxe Docs, Francisco says it's basically just someone presents the bill under unanimous consent, and if nobody opposes it, it automatically passes, and nobody opposed it. Basically. The article Francisco read implied it was an accident. Would be hilarious if it was. America, oops, all hours. Yeah, but that's also why it probably won't end up actually happening. Oh no.
Can I do this classes where like the down one is like held for way longer? Um, and then if there's a snoring noise, it should work.
Well, the thing is, it looks like he doesn't have a back when he's raising his arm at some point. That kind of bothers me a little.
On the bottom side or the top
Yeah.
side? The bottom side.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, like, I don't think that affects the timing.
Looks like he's sleeping. His eyes look a little bit depressed now, not like not closed too much. He looks more like he's sleeping. I would also make maybe his leg a little thicker because he looks like his upper
Is that
body's
better with
a
the
little
back?
bigger. I don't know. I'm waiting to see the update. Yeah, if you did something, sure, but maybe add some butt to him now so that it fits together,
But where?
and maybe the bottom again.
Yeah, but do you mean
Like
literally like a whole line? Extra line?
just like to round that around a little bit his back with his lower body.
I mean, I've literally just done a line now.
Something like that. Oh, sorry, you've done a line. No one saw you on. I don't know if that's allowed on Twitch.
Don't really appreciate that.
No, but I said the other day I said something about dogs, and you started saying those things that I said, and I didn't say them. So there.
What?
Didn't I say something about dogging or something, and you were laughing for like 3 minutes straight? So there you go.
Matt and I were, yeah.
Yeah, so I did the same thing. You said a phrase that you didn't mean that. Don't see how it's funny when you do it to me, but it's not the other way around. I don't know if anyone here uses any Adobe stuff that make videos or animations, but I bought this plugin today where it's basically a one button export to MP4 thingy. Don't know if I'm the only one who's its target audience, but it's just like it's very it shouldn't be as complicated to export an MP4, but it is. So it just makes it like super easy across like Flash or well Animate or After Effects or Premiere and stuff like that. That's pretty useful. It's super useful to like post social media stuff too. Sorry, imagine how complicated it was to export stuff like when we were in college. Like even a movie or like where you had to burn it on DVD after that. Like it was a whole science just exporting stuff from.
I don't remember being any difficult as to now, other than the DVD not being a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was different for you because you did stop motion, I guess. So you dealt with photographs and you had a pretty specific software that no one else was using but you, I guess.
After Effects?
Did you always use After Effects?
Well, it was
I
done
remember
in.
even After Effects like was complicated to export. I think.
Well, so basically, we'd use Dragon Frame to capture the pictures, but it's basically it just captures pictures. And then you just take that whole image sequence and put it into After Effects as an image sequence, and then we use that to edit and stuff.
Yeah, but then you say what you want to export it as and what file and all that, and that's usually when it all comes crumbling down for me.
I
It's
mean,
not like
I
it's
don't
easy as
know.
pressing a button, or maybe you forgot about it because I remember it was way
Yeah,
harder.
we just
Like it
just.
always
It's exactly
compression
the
and stuff.
same as it is now for me because I haven't done anything new to work out any better ways of doing it. I guess I haven't had to. Um, You just would select the correct options, which we eventually found what was the right one to do, and then you just export it. But I
For
have
me,
no
I
idea if
always
it
have
was
compression
good.
issues.
What do you mean compression issues? What does that mean?
Like you get artifacts and stuff.
You get
Things
what?
like that.
Artifacts.
Yeah, like little boxes everywhere, like stuff like that.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, it trails off because it's part of a puzzle. Like I wanted it to like hover a little bit in the air, so that the player needs to do something while it's up in the air. So you have like a few seconds where it's interactable. Which photograph, Negative? Oh, Narco is out right now.
This is what you're going for, right? You're drawing something from the Simpsons.
But you have to do big white, big white eyes.
Yeah, but I can't do that.
Like this. Well, it has to be 4 pixels big.
Yeah, but you can't even put like the black dot. But I was like, bloody hell, look. Oh dear.
Animating sandcastle. Isn't it like?
A sandcastle.
I hope you guys are prepared for me to be talking non-stop about Eurovision for the next 2 months.
Nope. I guess it does look like a sandcastle. It's meant to be berries. It should look more like berries. Did Matt ever change the baskets? Cosness.
I don't know. Well,
Was that a no? You don't know?
it sounds like a no. Sounds like we plan to, but
It sounds like a no. It sounds like a... Okay.
I would say also before you do the baskets.
I'm not going to until I see an updated thing. I think.
For me,
No?
I remember Matt did one basket, but you never put it in the thing, and we needed more of it.
Ho- wait, what? Do you remember I took the baskets he did and it didn't look right because of the way that we had originally drawn them? So we spoke to him about it. I'm asking if there's been anything new updated. If there has been one, then I'm unaware of it, which is why it hasn't been
Remember,
put
there
in.
was one, and we talked about it together. There was
A new
one that
one.
Matt did, but if you copy pasted, it didn't look well. It didn't look nice.
That's what I'm talking about. Is there a newer version?
I don't know. There's definitely one basket you can use as reference. Is my point.
I
Because
don't
one
think
basket
there
was good.
is.
I remember one, but the thing that did it look good was the perspective
Yes.
on the ground. So
Yeah,
I
that's what.
made mine flat. So I think I was gonna suggest maybe if you want to do one, you have to put the actual background in the background just to see if it actually looks good on it.
Well, no. I'm not going to do one because I want to follow the way Matt does baskets. Is my point. Just so that everything ties in properly. Where is she even meant to be? Is she meant to be smaller than the like a full person, like the Amazon, on the screen right now?
Smaller than full person.
Yeah, like a full size proper scaled person like the Amazon.
I don't understand the question.
How big is she meant to
Supposed to be
be?
full
Where is
person.
she on the background?
On the bottom left
Of what?
of the background.
Of
Oh,
which
you don't know what's the
backgrounds?
background? Um,
I think it's because her head looks like the correct size of the Amazon's, but her legs are really, really small. So I'm just trying to work out what the size should be.
there we go. And look at my screen.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, she's on that background. Oh, she's tiny. What? How old is she?
Is it tiny?
Well, look at my screen, right? I've got
Look at this
the
guy.
look at my screen. I've got the Amazon standing.
She looks fine like that.
No, but her legs are so small.
Oh, the legs. I mean, that's probably my bad drawing then. Make them longer if you
Do
want.
they
But
move or
she's
do
supposed to
they
be.
stay in the same place? They should stay. No, they do
Yeah,
move.
they do. They do. Oh, I mean, they kind of do, but yeah, they do. They mostly stay in place. Mostly. Concentration silence. Sorry, you didn't have to be worried that if you coded we would be too silent. You can do that with animating.
It was more so ignoring you. I wanted to be
Okay.
able to take off my headphones and, like, if I felt the need to, and just disconnect entirely, so that I can concentrate on programming. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I did all the Amazon animations. Those, like, in-between ones that you did for me.
On the latter ones, I'm not sure what else there is.
You did idle to crouch, crouch to idle,
But you're not sure if
idle,
you finished them together on stream.
idle to climb. Sorry?
You don't know if you finished them on stream, you mean?
No, in general, I don't know if I on
Sorry,
stream or
doing
off
them, I don't know
stream.
if you finished them.
That's what I'm saying. Costas is in the hood.
Stuck in a meeting, government sure has a lot of red tape, says the Lex. I have no purpose in this meeting. It has nothing to do with me at all.
I think I literally only did idle to climb, and then I added that into the game. It's the only one that I've got a file for. Idle to climb, idle to crouch. Let's see what these are. That sucks, being stuck in a meeting with something you don't need to be in. Reverse animation of idle to crouch, delete. What is this? Crouch to idle. Oh, so this is for when she climbs back up the ladder, right? So idle to crouch is when she climbs... Sorry, idle to climb? To climb. Ooh, idle to climb is when she goes down the ladder. So what's idle to crouch?
Idle to crouch is not for here, it's for the cave. I think.
Okay, then what's idle to... crouch to idle? When
The
she...
opposite.
For in the cave?
Yeah, big cave once he listens to the hunters.
Did I do it or not? I was in crouch, eh, sprite. Oh, maybe I did do it. I did do it. I remember now. I did it, but I didn't have to do the opposite because I just need to take the timings and the frames. Like I've already drawn them. I just need to add them into A-Sprite. Nope, into AGS. Well, okay then. What do I do now? Actually, I've got some recoloring to do, don't I, of certain hunter frames. Where's my notes? Okay. It's the shocked hunter is still the old hunter. Is it alert? Yeah, we go. He looks super weird. Oh shit.
seeing the demo sprites.
Yeah, since there's a few frames, or not frames, animations of the hunter where, do you remember when we went through it? Where he'd suddenly
Yeah,
changed to
it
the old
was more
colors.
classic.
Oops, whoops. Let me actually open AGS as well and make sure I update it. Hunter 1 alert. Replace from start. Oh, it doesn't exist. What? There we go. Was it just the one? I feel like it was just the one. Okay, so that's done. Hunter 1, Hunter
Yeah, you know
1.
that
Oh, the
animation you're
cursor.
doing now, the shocked one.
Yeah.
Supposedly we I don't know, we had it also to indicate that he's scared every time the dino passes right by him. But I guess it's
Okay.
details.
Mm, hide AGS. Wait, what? I don't even know what this cursor is. It looks... Oh, it's not quite the idle, is it? I don't know. Oh, whoops. That's not correct. Hello, Ty. How you doing?
Hello.
Little tongue. 11 by 19. Okay. 11 by 19. What? Why didn't I save that? That's so annoying. Save as. Answer one more. Okay. There we go. That's done. What the heck? Oh, so yeah, stuff from the original demo is kind of wrong. There's some like wrong things, but I think that's because I was updating sprites. I was just like, my list says Hunter 1 in the wrong position and doesn't tell me what room or what situation. But I remember it's in when he's hanging from the tree.
Demo has problem.
Jungle. Hmm. Damn it. Also, I still have a massive problem. So we were testing out the demo and tried to play it from beginning to end. Went to the hunts, which is like the current demo, and the children that you find in hide and seek in the village is like teleport and appear with you. It's not meant to happen. I don't know why it's a thing.
Be right back. Bathroom break.
That's better. That's not better. Hmm. 3 young apprentices they can catch some mini dinos. True. Actually, there weren't even 3. There were just 2 of them, I think. One of them, the girl, I think, wasn't there. Super random. Messy code. Right. Why is he not right? Okay, so he's hanging and he's animated. Cut hunter down.
Thanks for the offer, Deluxe. We can break our own demo right now very easily. Although it would be helpful to have you around right before we went to events to like showcase the demo. We found like 1 billion stuff in a day that we didn't know. But actually, I don't know. I mean, it's not like, I'm not sure if it's in a playable place. My point, because we know the puzzle, so I was wondering if someone can like get their hands on it and be able to figure out what's going on. But maybe, I don't know, Sarah, if it's at the stage right now or later.
Nope. Not yet.
But we might take you up on that offer at the next.
75. 75. 174.90. What?
I'm getting too cold now. The time has come for the heater to come back.
Yeah. Hunter's like hanging in the right spot now, but then when you try and cut him down, he moves to the right. I don't know why. Set view 31. Oh wait, maybe this is. I don't understand. 15115 Oh, forgot I can copy coordinates. I don't have to like remember them. Um. Hunter 1.x equals. I'm so confused.
You can undo what he's doing, no?
Sorry? No, it's the fact that he jumps to the like top right of the screen, and I can't work out why.
Is there maybe the way he was centered in the sprite or something?
No, because you can encode, tell it to. Normally, I think it puts it based on the bottom left coordinate. Like the bottom left corner is where it will match up. But you can change it to be in the center or the right. But like, I can't see anywhere where it's changed that.
But most of them are PNGs, so they don't have a background. I guess they are PNGs. They must be
Yeah.
see-through.
Yeah,
Wondering
that
if there's
doesn't.
maybe there's a pixel left there or something, and it fucks up everything. I don't know.
Oh no, no! Even if it's a PNG, all the empty space counts. That does count as the full size of the
Oh,
image.
okay.
Yeah.
So it could be like a big PNG with a lot of space on the left.
Yeah, but it's
Like you did
not.
look at the.
It. Hold on a sec. Sorry, just I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Be right back. Right, back, sorry. The vet just phoned
Mhm.
and said that it looks like she might potentially have kidney disease.
Oh fuck.
So they want to do a urine sample. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, urine sample. She said that either that I guess that weird litter that was it Davor that mentioned. I can't remember who mentioned it. The litter, or was it? I can't remember who said it. The a weird litter basically that doesn't absorb the urine, so then you can like take it from that. I don't know, but the thing is that she doesn't in the litter tray. She only uses like use it when there's soil in there from outside and not when there's like actual like kitty litter in it. So I don't know if she'll use that. And the other option is a needle. So yeah. Can anything be done for kidney disease? Do you know?
If I know what.
Can anything be done for a cat with kidney disease?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on the. I mean, I think you can come back from it, but it's different from kidney failure, right?
Yeah, okay, this says that while there's no cure for chronic kidney disease, if it's detected and treated early, your cat's longevity and quality of life can be improved. And I feel like it's kind of early.
Yeah.
Because she said, she wasn't like, yeah, definitely there's a problem. She said that, is it enzymes? I couldn't quite hear what she was saying. I think she was saying the kidney something, maybe enzymes are on the high end. So she said that she'd suggest getting a urine sample just to check because she might have kidney disease. So it might not be that, but I don't know. Shitty. Oh, but it's just deleted a bunch of code.
I don't know how.
No, it's back. I undid. Alright, I need to work out what is going on here. Even when I try and force him to be in the right location, it doesn't work.
I'm retracing all this animation because it looked horrible, and now I'm retracing it, it looks way better. It still needs hair though, but I'm expecting you are gonna give her something like.
Yes, I just need a note. Can you just write something on there to...
Maybe your favorite Mard's hair.
Bloody hell. Pigtails. A mohawk.
Yeah, but she can be like, I don't know.
I'll do
Yeah,
something.
I'm really confused with her.
One, oh, 151115. I honestly don't know what to do to fix this. Try help hunter. What's there? Okay, try help hunter. Animate. Hunter set view 28. Which is this one, which is 164. That's the thing, it changes to this image. Which, if it's in the correct place, it should be coordinates 151 and 115. So I can force the hunter to be in that position, which is what I've done here. Oh, that's right. I did it on the wrong thing. Okay. So now let's see if this works. Yay! No! But yay!
Yay, no, yay.
Well, no, it's because I didn't put him back in the other position, but you can watch. But it works. It's correct. I just need to... 1741. Have you seen it?
Waiting.
Still?
Yay. Oh, okay. Back, that's,
It's because he then goes... He goes back to the other view, which is a different size, so I need to force him to go back into the correct position. What we should have done is we should have made all those sprites the same size. You know, of the biggest size, and then keep it like that, and then we wouldn't have this problem. But it's fine.
did they tell you that apparently a book was released that's like for people who learn Korean, but it's in Greek. So that's the first book ever released from that, and I bought it. So I'm waiting for it to come from post. You do it for Greek learners because sometimes with the accent and all that, I could really use some Greek's advice on how the fuck to pronounce stuff.
Because they'll relate it to a different word in Greek that's similar, or what?
Well, they could say it's like this sound in Greek, and I would be like, I know exactly what you mean. But with English, it's like different accents and all that, so I never know. It's American or English or whatever. Like sometimes it doesn't click with me, like in my brain.
It's working now, by the way. The spear one's not gonna work, just so you know. I need to fix that one too. Yeah, there we go. Hangul.
Did you say Korean?
Apayo. Do you know what that means?
Dad? No, wait. Yeah, it's dad, isn't it?
No, apayo. Not appa. Apayo. It means it hurts.
Apayo.
It hurts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then you go, ori apayo. And then that's, where does it hurt? And then you go, I don't remember what head was. I learned that one, but no, pibo apoyo means my skin hurts because I have hives. So I learned that because it was funny. I can't remember what head means. No, ori apoyo. No, that's really confusing of ori and ori. I can't remember. But I find it funny because it's like a child saying it hurts. It's like apayo.
Super want to go to Korea again at some point.
Idle hanging position.
We released Theropods and they invite us there for a game festival.
Game festival. Cut Hunter down. Okay.
There's DTC now going on, so festivals are back, I guess.
Then Uh, Set view 31, so that's a different 31 full of rope. Oh, this. I feel like this animation's super flippin' weird. How did they do this before? Because I have a feeling this animation goes from like frames where it's way smaller to like bigger frames from a different animation. How would I have done that? Oof. Fall off rope. 135. Yeah, they're different sizes. What the heck? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, it's... Fall off rope. So 75 to 78. And we have 135. Eleven, 135, 135.
You watched Snowpiercer?
I've not finished the last episode. I don't remember how far through. There's probably like 15 minutes left.
Do you think who's back?
I mean, they said who was back at the end of the...
Yeah, I know, but they kept saying it, and now I don't know. It's just so weird how
It was a weird reveal
it
of
just
them
felt
saying
super.
it.
Yeah, first of all that, and second of all, it felt like super, like nothing happened. Like yeah, okay, let's keep going. I was like, that's a big deal. Why do you deal with it like that? Yeah, I started not liking it, but I still want to see what happens. It doesn't. It also doesn't feel like they're going towards an ending to the story. Like they should have another season, right?
I would have thought so.
Actually,
Don't really know how it would end.
also, they keep saying they're going to this place, and I really super doubt that, like, because they're acting like, oh yeah, in a few days we're going there. It's still gonna be ending. Like, it's so not. I don't know.
Even the people who know it's a lie are acting like it's the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't understand that.
Yeah, me neither. Because I'm like, no. And also, like, I was thinking the other day, like, if you think of every single character, other than probably a couple of people from the tail, they've all like switched sides at least twice.
Yeah. Also, they recently in the past few episodes they've been introducing random new people briefly. Have you noticed that? It's like God.
Yeah, they have.
No.
Well, I mean, this
No,
one
I mean,
did,
okay.
right?
So the last episode, the current one,
The
there's
daughter of the
there's a god.
yeah, his daughter.
Who's no, I don't think we know anything about her family. No, it's the guard. What the
Oh yeah.
guard person who's guarding Wilfred.
Oh, I mean,
She has some lines and stuff as if she's a person that's like, who is this? I've never seen her before. Like, it's just weird
is that
that.
what bothers you? What bothers me mostly
Yes, it's
about like the
weird.
main guard's daughter, first of all, who's like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is she? And she appeared now, and I
Well,
was
they
like,
introduced
why
her with
does
the
this guard have a
wife.
family? Did they? I don't even remember
Yeah,
that.
with the wife before they died, before they got put. Oh, sorry, spoilers. They. I don't
No
even
one,
mean they.
no one's watching.
Um. Uh. Yeah, in like last season, I guess it would have been the beginning.
I
You
mean,
saw his
perhaps.
wife and his daughter.
Also, this guy was acting so out of character because it's not like he was like, "I'm suffering from this rage inside me." You never showed you had this. What are you talking about? Like up until this moment, he was the most calm character in the entire series.
His wife got murdered or killed, pretty much.
Yeah, no, but he was saying how I always had this rage inside of me. He didn't look like it
Oh,
at
I
all.
don't
Like,
remember that.
yeah, he was saying that when he was confined after his wife died, like he never had this issue. He was like really out of character, I think.
Right, 0.
And then I think they kind of forgot about him, and they were like, "Oh yeah."
31. Xavier
But the
31.
character lady, she came back, she arrived, and she like went away, like they didn't know what to do with her. Sorry, boys.
001. Okay. There we go. 01 hanging down. One, look.
Also, the Sundry character, she keeps changing personalities. Like
Yeah,
every,
she's super annoying.
every
And
season.
Crazy Girl is super annoying as well.
Crazy Girl was
But
always
she's
crazy.
always
At
been
least she's the only one
annoying.
who's consistent.
Yeah, no, it's true. And she's been flip-flopping sides, but
Yeah,
that's
but she was
kind of
always
how
evil.
she. Yeah, yeah.
Well, like this Sundry lady, she's like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
135.
Latham starts annoying me a little. He's a cool character, but I think the one I like most is
151,
Ruth.
151, 119. 151, 119. Yeah? 151, 119.
Hmm?
What? Seriously? No.
Why, yes, indeed.
$67, 102. $135. I'm so confused. This, like, I thought this was, like, way bigger. Or 150 or 119. I think that I need to change. I don't know why this is so confusing. 75. Okay, maybe this is why. 174.89.
It's a number.
Well, I guess now we see if this works. Errors. Oh yeah, whoops. Delete that. Wait, 119. that super didn't work. It's starting to get really frustrating. Okay, maybe this is why. Actually, nope. Don't need to do that. Oh, I thought it'd like speed things up and have her start on this background, but she doesn't have her spear. Because I guess I make the spear go in her inventory. So
Oh no. Thanks for telling there.
nope. Finally.
That
Yeah, I might need slight tweaking. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the right. Whoops. Whoops. Sorry. Dropped something. Don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that?
what?
Something fell. Did you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I get my music a little louder, so.
Whoops. 108, 182. Nice. Not nice. Damn it. Alright. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, he's behaving now, except something weird happens on his leg. Or his whole thing. Oh, it's the recoloring went wrong. So it's the wave animation, okay. You're right if we stop? Or are you like near the end of something?
Yeah, kind of.
You're kind of okay, or you're kind of near the end of something?
I'm kind of in the end of something.
Okay.
Am I? Wanna see?
Uh-huh. Nice. I mean, it's gonna work so much better with sound.
Yeah, also this red thingy is gonna... This is without the red thingy.
Mm-hmm.
because it's like part of the puzzle. You remove it.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I might need.
Right, I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, BRB.
Mm-hmm. Do pop pop.
I am back.
Mm-hmm.
We've decided to try the litter first before doing an injection.
I'm done, by the way.
Okay. Very nice. the whip looks, the handle of the whip looks like an organism in its own right. You can see how it's wiggling. It doesn't matter because yeah. Do you see it?
Yeah, that's the point. I needed to wiggle a little bit in the air,
You need it to?
so you can hotspot it when it's hovering like that.
No, no, no. I don't mean the line. I mean the handle in a hand.
Yeah, because he's standing still, and for some reason I animated every frame, so ignore it.
Yeah,
To be
I will
basic.
ignore it. I'm just saying it looks like it's alive.
I thought you meant the entire
No, no,
thing.
the whip's fine. That's fine. I understand it, but like, okay.
And I like how he put it pink, so she looks like a little girl now, which I didn't mean to. I just wanted to. I'm a little lady, but she needs the hair too to look to be finalized.
Mhm. Can I just
yeah,
quickly?
actually,
What was I
yeah.
doing here? Oh, I need to change the. Sorry, I just want to quickly change this. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. Sorry, I just had to go and say stuff about the cat to make sure there's a plan. Let me just change this. And then we can stop. Sorry, were you saying something?
I forgot.
Toy. Okay, save that. Agree. Go to A sprite quickly, change the sprites.
Oh yeah, I was saying how I have listed already all the animations for this puzzle.
Oh, you wrote a list? What the? Thanks for the
Hey,
raid!
I got the
Thanks for the raid, Holy butts, that's loud. And also, where's my dinosaur? Hi! Hello everybody. Thank you so much.
How are you guys doing? If you guys don't know what
Hi.
we're doing,
We're making a
pretty quick
point-and-click adventure
correction.
game with dinosaurs and prehistoric people and some space people.
Yeah, hearing
Oh,
about some
thank
legs.
you.
Oh, thanks, so Carson.
Um,
Are you a game dev yourself, an animator, something in between or outside of that? Yeah, we collab. I do the rough animations. Sarah does the pixel art, and coding the game as well that we're making.
attempting to code the game.
Sometimes we are three people on stream actually.
Yeah, our background
Ooh,
artist sometimes
nice.
joins. Show you a little bit of the part of the demo.
And we're streaming.
Oh, where's she
For a
going?
week. Oh yeah, you wanna show the game and how the hell it's going?
Yeah, that wasn't meant to happen. I don't know if you saw that, Costas, or about to see it.
Oh. Okay, I saw her flashing for a sec.
Well, she just walked all the way to the right, ignored the dinosaur, walked past the dinosaur.
All right. Well, let me see.
She's not meant to be walking quite this fast as well, but yeah.
How did stream go, by the way?
Yeah, what were you streaming? Were you streaming game devy stuff or game stuff or other stuff?
No, I can't see your stuff.
That's better. You can't see?
No.
What's happening?
Super secret, or is my internet?
Or is it? I don't know. Oh, Carson is a great Unity dev, too modest.
Well, that's because I'm looking at the wrong person. That makes a lot of sense.
Ooh, a dungeon crawler.
Ooh.
Nice. Dungeon crawlers are fun.
So I looked at your loading screen for a second. I was like, what? Pixel art? And then I realized it was Ooh. It looks nice. completely have no knowledge of anything 3D or Unity. So
Here's
we're doing
this.
2D stuff.
Here's a very nice background that our background artist Matt Frith made and animated. Very nice. I like it a lot, especially with the parallax. Whee. Whee. But yeah.
Shouldn't be walking that fast. We're just testing.
No, yeah, it's just fast at the moment.
Person says, "Hey, love how this looks. Thank you. Good. We're making a little dungeon crawler, very basic. Just making something small on Steam, on stream. Get back to personal projects. This looks so nice. Oh, thank you. Have you been streaming for a long time? We have been streaming for what, a year-ish? Ooh, I see you're on day 6
Yeah.
of game deving. Have you given yourself a deadline on this game? Hey Sarah, you have a nice. You have some game and some questions.
Oh, geez, what's happening? She keeps walking around in weird places. AGS, Adventure Game Studio, is what we use to program the game, and it's very specialized for adventure games. Yeah, because basically they decided the easiest thing to do is to program it ourselves, which means me programming it. So I figured... Neither do I. I had to learn. I took a year off to learn. But yeah, I decided to use AGS with the hopes it would be simpler and easier to use. Because my brain doesn't work quite right for the programming side of things, I find. I did try picking up Unity ages ago and I struggled.
Yeah, because you were trying to figure out how pixels work and pixel perfectness and all that.
Yeah.
Carson says trying to make something in 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, it's good to have a deadline, especially for small projects.
I just realised why that tiny person's head looks really weird. The one with the beard and the bald head. It needs to be a pixel higher. Because like his head's just been chopped off.
That's what I was saying. How they need to be. There is something with the placement there, like either up or down.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that his head looks weird because I think it needs an extra pixel.
Oh.
So with this guy on the left
he needs a pixel higher.
Yeah, a pixel higher.
Not moving.
No, yeah. And the moving I haven't got around to doing yet. But yeah.
Well, Nova Leaf says it was a big Sierra fan back in the day.
Ooh.
Looks like really good choice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were more of LucasArts people, but they're still adventure games, so it's still the same inspiration for us. So this is the demo that Sarah's showing right now.
Every time I play it, I see things that are wrong. I've got a girl following us. You've basically raided us right at the end of our stream, so apologies that we are going to stop any moment now. But yeah, thank you very much for raiding.
We stream for like 3 hours every Thursday, and every Monday we try and play an adventure game. And lately
we're currently playing through Znif, or it's spelled Znew Adventures, which is about a yellow dinosaur. And before that, we played Sanitarium. I don't know if you know of that. Whoa. Thanks for the follow, Carson.
Follow Sarah. Every time you follow, she shouts scared.
It's so loud. I put down the volume of my OBS as well, and that didn't help.
My volume is low. Oh no.
Your volume is low?
I mean, I heard you chat, not my own ears, because I'm here, but then again, I can't listen to stream because I'm gonna listen to my voice.
I think I put him down like a lot at one point.
No.
It went. Also, my internet's bad. It's going red right now. Anyways, yeah. I think we shall stop now.
Yeah, it took me most of this stream to just finish this animation, but at least it's out of the way now. No. Don't show this to people, Neverclink. Apparently, also I'm a dog sometimes.
Yes, you are.
So if you think my voice is low, think about my self-confidence every time this happens.
Oh, the art looks perfect to my untrained eye. Thank you so much, Noverleaf.
No, I mean, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, if we're taking all this time to make it look good, then might as well just do a tiny little bit fixes. But then again, I'm talking by not being a pixel artist. It's a backseat pixel artist. I did do all those animations, though, I must say.
Yeah,
I mean, partly.
mostly. Rightio. Yeah, we are going to stop now, and we will be back to continue game deving on Thursday next week. I think you're being too critical about the missing pixels.
Yeah, that's why probably we've been making this game since 2019.
Perfectionism. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to be, on Monday, we're going to be playing, maybe finishing Zanif Adventures, Yellow
No,
Dinosaur.
thanks, Carson. Thanks for the raid. And
Yeah,
being
thank you
so
so
cool.
much. Super appreciate it. And yeah, I'll make sure to check you out too. See what you've been up to. And yeah, good luck with, what did you say you were making a game in like 3 to 4 weeks? I like that. I like giving yourself a deadline. That's why we quite like doing game jams when we have time to.
Yeah.
This was originally a game jam, like the first version of Theropods. But yeah, it's just such a nice way to like make sure you have an end product by the end of it. It doesn't even have to be perfect. But yeah.
You know, you're not going to sleep, but you're gonna have something.
Sorry, it went red.
You know, you're not going to sleep much while you're doing it, but at least you're going to have something at the end of that.
Yeah, I feel like the Adventure Jam one's not too bad when it's in 2 weeks. It's still
Yeah, if it's
tough.
2 weeks, Ludum
Yeah.
Dares, I have no idea how people do them.
Ludum Dare, you don't sleep. You like nap.
But I mean, even if you don't sleep, I wouldn't be able to finish a game. Like, I don't know what.
Well, yeah, I guess we did it because there was like
Yeah.
a group of us. But yeah. Anyways, thanks guys. Hopefully see you guys next week on Thursday. If my internet is still alive. And anyone who wants to stop by on Monday to watch us play a game. Yeah. Okie dokie. My stream is red again. Stream is red, stream is red, stream is red. Okay, cool. Green again. Okie dokie. Like I have to wait for that to happen. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a lovely, amazing weekend. Enjoy the good weather if it's good. It's good here. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.
Bad weather if it's bad.
Bye. Just enjoy. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Parrot's amazing. Bunny, yeah, parrot.